It's time to kick off another vlog. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and my mum's dog has brought a ball inside, so that's gonna be a thing. Anyway, today's video is the start of May vlog. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the ball out of the dog's mouth. Yeah, start of May vlog today. It is May the 1st. I've had a really good reading weekend, to be honest with you, which was awesome. I finished an arc on the weekend, and I also snuck in The Fall, which is Ryan Cahill's novella for Bound and the Broken, 0.5 or whatever. So, we're off to a good start. I've got 10 or 11 books on my TBR this month, which is insane for me, knowing that I usually get about 6. But I think most of them are quite short, and by short, I mean under the 500 page mark. So, we'll see how we go. 3 of those are audio books for about 10 hours. So, I'm hoping that we'll be able to at least get 8 in. Look, I'm going for 10. I'm going for the full 10. Anyway, so I have started 2. I've 6% into, not even that, maybe 4% into The Foreordained by Aaron Hall. I'll put the picture up here. This is a YA epic fantasy. There's not a lot for me to say about it as of yet. We've just been introduced to a character named Jason who is foreordained to be the next king, and the current king does not like that very much. So if he finds out that Jason has been foreordained, then he will stop at nothing basically to keep the throne. The other thing I've started is On the Winds of Caesars. This is by T.A. Bruno. Again, picture is up there. This is the sequel to In the Orbit of Sirens, which I read last year in Sci-Fi September, I want to say. I think I read it last year. I quite enjoyed In the Orbit of Sirens, and I wanted to finish off the series this year, and I happened to have it on audio. So I'm 25% of the way through of that one. Not a lot has happened. There's no sort of added value to the first book yet, but like the main plot point I think has just been introduced. So we'll see. Very easy to listen to. Having an okay time with it. I tend to have an easier time listening to sci-fi. I don't know why. Than fantasy. It just, I don't know, it works better for my brain to retain information. This morning I've got a release day party or a pre-release day party over on Steve Talks Books channel for Joao Silva for Seeds of War. Came out, well, for me it came out last night because I live in the future in Australia, and for the rest of the world it comes out I think in about an hour from now. So I'll be on Steve's channel in a little bit. That'll be fun. I've not interacted with Steve before outside of just his comment section on like reading sprints, so that should be enjoyable. I really like Joao. I've had a few conversations with him, so hoping that'll be good. Anyway, that's pretty much it. In terms of this week, I'm hoping to get maybe 2 books in this vlog, whether it's the 2 that I just mentioned or Foreordained, and then start something else and start talking about that. I'm not sure what I'll pick up next. It will likely be Buzzard's Ball by John Palladino, because I've got an arc for that, and I want to get a review out for release day. So when I do release day reviews, I want it to be fairly thorough, so I tend to take more notes during those, and they take a bit longer to read. So maybe that. Maybe The Awakening Fire by Cassidy Faline. I think it's Faline. I'm so sorry, Cassidy, if you watch this. And I've butchered the name. Oh, good dad move with the finger in the camera. Anyway, so yes, that's what's happening. This week, I've got 3 days off work. One of my best friends is getting married on Thursday, so I've taken the day off beforehand because we're also house sitting for them for a month when they go on their honeymoon, and I want to try and pre-film as much content as I can, so that way I don't need to come back and film in the setup in May. So I've done 5 videos so far. I think I've got another 5 to film. But yeah, that's this week. I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done, but we'll see what happens. Hello everyone, it is Tuesday. I haven't read a whole lot more. I got to about 35% of Foreordained by Aaron Hall, and also about 35% on The Winds of Caesars. So not a huge amount of updating to happen. It is witching hour. I cannot get a clip without these dogs being here. Anyway, I'm actually really enjoying Foreordained a lot more than I thought I would, to be completely honest with you. Super simple concept, but quite well executed. It is YA, but I would say general. Like, it can be Mates. But it could be enjoyed by anyone. So we're following Jason. He's now in a year of, I guess, decision making to see if he wants to take the throne, and the current king is throwing all these challenges at him to basically try and not let him get it, because he does not want the throne to go to somebody else. Freddy butts. Okay, I put them outside of the room for now, so that we can do this. On the Winds of Caesars. Now, I have heard criticism for Book 2 of the Song of Kamaria that it doesn't add value to the series. Now, I can certainly see where that is coming from. I'm still enjoying it. It's still very easy for me to listen to. But so far, at 35% of the way through, I don't have a connection to the first story yet outside of the characters and the world. I think something just got hinted at in terms of the siren has been talked about, and could there potentially be another siren? But it's not a spoiler because it's in the blurb. The children of the characters in the first book have been taken away, and we're starting to see that unfold. So Denton and Eliana's children, I think their names were. So that is unfolding at the moment. In terms of the rest of today, I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of reading. I think we're going to do a pizza party with my friend and his kids tonight with Rachel. He bought a new massage chair. It's glorious. Are we going over to hang out? Or are we going over to blatantly exploit the massage chair? I think you know the answer to that question. Tomorrow is a bit of a run-around day. I haven't written anything in a long time. I'm going to be real with you. When people say that in vlogs, it's so fucking dramatic. Yeah, I haven't written in a long time, and I want to, but there seems to be some giant block there. And my buddy Mark Timoney really wants me to start writing again, so we're going to do a writing sprint tomorrow, and we'll just see what happens, whether it's just the act of sitting down and with the intent of writing, and we'll see if I get any words done. I'll give you an update on that, because I do have tomorrow off work. I've got to do some running around for this wedding on Thursday, to get gifts and things like that. So we'll see what happens there. I'm hoping to finish Foreordained on maybe Thursday before the wedding. That'd be great, because then I can start Buzzard's Ball and start talking about Buzzard's Ball by John Palladino before the end of this vlog. So yeah, I will give you an update whenever I have one. We've got a possum. I'm going to try and turn this around and show you, but the dog's barking it every night. Hey buddy, a little one. What a day, what a Wednesday. I have had a good day. Not a lot of reading has been done. Actually, audiobook listening has been done. So I'll just take these off so I don't see myself twice in the reflection of the phone. So this morning I woke up and Mark Timoney is determined to get me to write something again. And I've got this idea in my head for a new adult sci-fi trilogy, which is an homage to my transition. I think I mentioned that before, and it won't leave me alone, and it hasn't for a few years. So we did a writing sprint, and in terms of sprinting, so the way that I operate is in really short, sharp bursts, and I can do them a couple of times a day in terms of productivity for no matter what I'm doing. And I tend to operate like that normally as well. So I'll read for half an hour, I'll go do something else, I'll come back and read for half an hour. If I'm into a game at any point, same thing, I'll do it for half an hour to an hour, go and do something else, come back and do it for an hour. So this morning we chatted for a bit. We haven't had a one-on-one chat in a long time. He's a good friend of mine, so that was really nice. And I got around 790 words done for a new whip, which may be the first whip that comes out. I don't know. I do want to publish it. It's more of a passion project for me, to be completely honest, as a fun but also very serious look at transition. But the characters are not trans. It's I guess an Animorphs cross Orphan Black cloning situation. And my main character is a dick and I don't like him. There's a lot of growth to happen there, but I started writing his story this morning. So that was fun. I think we have another one planned for Sunday, which will be the last day of the vlog. I'll let you know if that happens and if any progress is made there. But I want to show you some book mail. So I did get some book mail today. Well, yesterday. I got Night Angel Nemesis by Brent Weeks. I know a few people have started this one and not really liked it, depending on the criticisms from, the first series trilogy. This thing is so chunky. It's 800 and something pages. It's so big. And I thought it would just slip into nicely into my Perth plans, but look at this. I will be reading this with John Palladino, author of Trials of Ashmount, when he gets to it. He's currently rereading the first trilogy again. I only read the first trilogy last year. I enjoyed it for what it was. I understand the criticisms, but I went in purely on enjoyment level and had a good time with it. So I'll read that one when John is ready. I'll just put it into the TBR whenever he's good to go. Now, I did receive some book mail from an author, M.T. Fontaine, and it's beautiful. So I wanted to unbox it on the vlog this month. So I'm going to turn this around and show you. First up, how gorgeous is this wrapping? So this is the author's actual name, Sabine. Kris, happy reading. We've got some bookmarks here. So we've got Stewart. I believe this is a quartet, and I've got book 1 being sent to me, carved, marked. I really like that one. And this one also floored. So some beautiful bookmarks and some beautiful artwork there. And then we've got some character art here, which is just, again, gorgeous. Oh, I didn't see the back last night. How good is that? Beautiful. And I almost don't want to unwrap it because it's so gorgeous, but here we go. This will be my book that I read in my vlog for July. So here is the wrapping. I'll keep that as another bookmark as well. I've got bookmarks everywhere. And I think I'm going to need 2 hands for the next part. Okay, look, I did need 2 hands for that part. But this is Carved Amidst the Shadow by M.T. Fontaine. This is a Bands of Talgir novel. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And it is just gorgeous with everything that has come with it. I can't wait to jump into this one. This will be my June read for the vlog. And you'll get to see all of my thoughts there. But absolutely beautiful. And I thank you so much, Sabine, for sending this one my way. Look at that. Lovely. May the 4th be with you, everyone. If you are Star Wars inclined, today is your day. My friends are Star Wars inclined and they're getting married today, and that's super exciting. Except I now need to get dressed. I went and got a haircut this morning and they're a little bit overzealous with the clippers. It's a bit short for my taste, but you know what? We're going to go with it. Rachel is like low-key mad at me right now because she's in the bridal party and she has to do like hair and makeup and all the running around for the wedding. And she's like, all you have to do is turn up in a suit. And I was like, yes, I'm sorry. I'll drive you home, though. I'll be designated driver. Does that help? I think it helped a little bit. So my friends are getting married today. Super exciting. The bride is basically my sister from another mister. Like, I love her so much. She's with a great guy. I'm really happy for them. So you're seeing some joy. If you're hearing my voice, which is quite gravelly, I've just filmed 3 very long videos for the month of May. And also, I'm not feeling 100%. It's not COVID. I tested because I want to go to this wedding. So I've got about an hour to go and eat some lunch, to iron my shirt, and yeah, get ready to go. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to show of the wedding because it is not my event. I don't want to show other people without asking their permission, but I do believe some lightsabers have been hired for some photo ops, so that might be fun if I can get any of that content permission from people. The couple actually used the celebrant that Rachel and I used, and also the photographer that Rachel and I used 2 years ago. So it will be kind of nice to go and see them again, and we're just going to be like, yeah, look, we're fat and happy now, so marriage is great. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. In the next couple of days, we're actually going to be moving in to the couple's house while they go on their honeymoon to Japan. So they're going for, I think, 3.5 weeks, and we'll be living in their house because they've got 2 dogs, and we just said, I'm living with my parents right now. You have a house that is not full of my parents, and you don't have to pay $70 a day to get your dogs looked after. Let me help you, and in turn you help me. So we're going to go do that. In terms of reading, I'm at 81% of Foreordained by Aaron Hall. I don't think it's going to get finished today like I wanted it to. I will probably finish it tomorrow. There's about an hour left of reading time, and I'm halfway through the Song of Kamaria, so hopefully we'll still get Buzzard's Bowl at least started in this vlog. That is the aim. I'm going to go get ready because I'm procrastinating. Okay, bye. Hello everyone, it is Saturday. I did not film anything yesterday. I've come down with something. It wasn't COVID yesterday, but I'm still feeling pretty rough. So I went to the wedding. I haven't been feeling 100% for a few days. Went to the wedding. I think I mentioned the wedding and made it through. And then I woke up yesterday morning, the day after the wedding, and my throat was just razor blades. I'm sorry if you can hear the crying. We've now swapped one 3-dog house for another 3-dog house. So we're staying at my friend's house now for the next 3.5 weeks and looking after their dogs. And I'll put some footage of those dogs sort of running around, having a good time in the vlog. I did finish Foreordained yesterday by Aaron Hall. I quite liked it. I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5. Very simple in premise, very heavy on the Christianity themes, in my opinion, but it is clean YA fantasy. I'm not going to be able to talk for all that long because my throat is still quite sore. I'm not feeling very well. And then I started Buzzard's Ball. So that is the Tragedy of Sedaine Book 2 by John Palladino. And I got to about 10%. Yesterday I didn't do a whole lot, to be honest. I just sort of slept and I went to get some medicine with my mum and get all the crap for this place ready to go, so we have enough stuff here for the next month, like work stuff and also, just living things. So today and tomorrow, so I've still got 2 days off work. I go back on Monday. We'll see how we go with the vlogging. I might extend the vlog to the 10th, depending on if I don't get a whole lot filmed today or tomorrow, or updates, just to, let myself be sick if I need to be sick. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a little bit more of the Tragedy of Sedaine Book 2, so Buzzard's Ball, done today. I'm delirious because I'm repeating myself. So yeah, I guess we'll try and get some of that done. But yeah, it might just be a bed day for me, and sleep and whatever this is off. But I will catch you when I have more reading updates. Hello, this is the angle we're doing this at today. Do you like my husky voice? It is like day 4 of being unwell, and like my vocal cords are very tired. So I don't like sick days from work, but I have relented that it's just going to be a thing. I was going to keep the vlog going until I actually had a reading update and could close it off, but let's just see how we go. I might even do it for 2 weeks just because there's been such a lack of updates. But I actually felt okay enough to sit down and try and read something yesterday. So I read up to 32% of Buzzard's Ball. It's really enjoyable. It reminds me so much of why I liked The Trials of Ashmount. The prose is short, it's sharp, it's simple, it's engaging. The characters are all, you don't want to root for anyone, but they're still so enjoyable to follow. We've got a new character in this one called Ashen, who's pretending to be a duchess, and there's I guess a revenge tale there. It hasn't sort of unfolded a lot, but I'm really enjoying her story at the moment. And the interludes are still one of my favourite parts of the Tragedy of Sedaine, how they all sort of connect and create a bigger picture, and that's still happening here, which is wonderful. I also got to about 75% of On the Winds of Caesars, because while I haven't been able to concentrate reading, I've been able to sit and listen to a little bit of book 2 of the Song of Kamaria. So I feel pretty much the same about it, but it is enjoyable. It is tying together a little bit more now in terms of the overall world and picture. But yeah, that is a reading update from a very croaky voice. I took today off work. I think I mentioned that already. I'll call the doctors today because I can't go in sounding like this they just won't see if you have any COVID symptoms. I've taken tests. It's not COVID. It's probably just the flu. yes, I will see if I need to take more time off. I woke up at like 3 last night and actually felt pretty decent for the first time in like 4 days. So I was like, yes, I'm over it. And then I woke up this morning and I just do not feel great. So we'll see. We will see how we go. Bye. This is Willow. She's very snuggy. She likes to snug. Hello, Willow. So we have swapped one 3-dog house for another, but at least these guys are a bit older than the puppies at Mum and Dad's place. So, is this a good screech? Is this a good screech, Willow? Hello, Willow. So at least they're like, I guess, more around Ari's age. They're not puppies. Yes, we are snug in. I'm about to read. It's gonna be good. Hello, it is Thursday the 11th. This vlog has gone on for way too long, but let's finish this. So, I've been sick. I finally have my voice back, which is great. And then, I went back to work yesterday on Wednesday, so I was going to film my outro clip then, but I wanted to finish Buzzard's Bowl from John Palladino, and I did, and holy shit, is that a phenomenal sequel to The Trials of Ashmount. I think it's better than the first book. No one will ever be able to say that John Palladino has middle book syndrome, because holy hell, it was metal AF, and I loved it. It was so gloriously unhinged, and no one is safe. Just know that going in. I can't even talk about it without going into spoiler territory. So, I finished that. I also finished On the Winds of Caesars by T.A. Bruno. I'm sorry about the content in this vlog, just get that out of the way quickly. So I got sick, and then yesterday we were up at 2:30 in the morning because the dogs that we're dog sitting have kennel cough from being in a doggy daycare, and they were vomiting all night. We had to take them to emergency early yesterday morning to get antibiotics and just make sure they weren't dehydrated and didn't need to go on drips. Now, my dog has kennel cough, and she's at the vet at the moment, so it's been a bit of a week, which is why this vlog is longer than it would normally be. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the reading updates. So, I have a voice now, which is great. I finished On the Wind of Caesars by T.A. Bruno, which is book 2 in the Song of Kamaria. The last 30% of that book was a wild ride. I could not put it down. I started immersion reading because I had to get it finished in that afternoon. While I was sick, reading physically wasn't sticking in my brain, so audio was like a happy medium, and I read it and listened to it at the same time, doing the immersion read. And look, it didn't do a lot for me. I was fairly lukewarm on the whole story until about 70% mark. And then, T.A. Bruno just knows how to bring the heat, knows how to up those stakes, knows how to get your heart racing, and the last 30% was so good, and, again, he's left it on a cliffhanger that now, of course, I have to read book 3 and see how it all sort of ties together. I will say that in the last 30%, even though I was lukewarm on the first 70%, there was a lot of foreshadowing that sort of came together in that last little bit. So, it was there, the story was there, it just took a lot of time, in my opinion, to get to the point where it started clicking and making sense. In terms of the Trials of Buzzard's Bowl, I'm so glad I got an arc for that, and, I already want to read it again, which is not something that happens, but no one is safe. There is so much character development, and, characters you don't know if you should be rooting for. My favorite is Edelbrock, I think is how you pronounce it. And the amount of growth and story that each of our characters go through is amazing. This is very grimdark. This is definitely for fans of Joe Abercrombie. I'm getting some Game of Thrones vibes as well from this series. It's dark, it's unapologetic, and I absolutely loved it. So, it's coming out on June 1st. Go and pre-order it. Go read Trials. Go read Buzzard's Bowl. It ups the ante so much. So yeah, that was it. That was for the reading. I've started Age of Assassins, which I'm reading with Esme at the moment. I am 7 chapters in to the audio. I'm going to take about 10 days to do it. It's 10 hours. I probably listen to about an hour a day while working out and walking and cooking and doing all that stuff. So I'm hoping to get that done in 10 days. I like it so far. I really love RJ Barker's writing style personally, and it's not so far a story that paints outside the box. Like, we're dealing with an assassin apprentice who has been given a task to go to, I think it's some form of castle and do something. Young person, 15, it's quite tropey, but I'm enjoying it so far. It does chop and change tenses, which is a little bit weird. Like, we've got a first person and then a third person tense, which threw me a little bit, but I'm enjoying that so far, and I've started my next arc, which is Of Thieves and Shadows by B.S.H. Garcia. Maybe I've got the initials the wrong way around, but that prologue was also pretty damn good, and now I don't want to work, I just want to read. Alas, I've already had so much time off because I've been sick and the wedding last week. But here we are. That is the last update. I'm sorry about the content of this vlog again, but look, life happens, I guess, and I still watch people's vlogs when life has happened, and it's a bit weird for the week. Whatever. If you like the content, give it one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.